pretentious and dumb. I can do both. Thank you very much for tuning in, stopping by. I just got hit in the face. I got hit in the face with news. What is this news? I saw something from the folks at Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy and his gang, and I never expected to hear anything about this movie. This is not a Geeks and Gamers type of film. I never expected to see this. This is anyone who's heard recently Francis Ford Coppola, one of the great American filmmakers, one of the great American filmmakers, the man who worked on the script, made the script for Patton, the man who did, well, let's get to the point, The Godfather epic, The Godfather saga, movie that I almost lost my Italian card over. I had my movie friends, my friends who enjoy movies. I was in my 20s. It was the middle 90s when they were talking about The Godfather, and they asked me about it, and I said, yeah, I haven't yet seen it. What do you mean you haven't seen it yet? How are you walking with your head anywhere near held high? You're working at a movie store. Get the goddamn movies. And there was a re-release. I think they were remastered. This is the videotape re-release in the 90s. And, well, I got it and I watched it and okay, I understand now. I see what you're talking about. Very good. I watched all three within probably the span of a week, maybe a week and a half. And, well, it was understood. I remember when the third movie came out, big production, all the commercials and trailers and everyone talking about The Godfather. They're doing a third Godfather. Well, we all know, anyone who's seen any of the Godfather movies, the prevailing opinion, the public opinion, it's something that we all agree to in public. And it's not saying most people are hiding their true opinion, but they say the movie's awful. The movie's disappointing at the very least. Or Sofia Coppola is a horrible actress. I think all of those things are overstated. Sofia Coppola is not a great actress. Winona Ryder would have been better. Yes. She was unavailable. And he got his daughter because he's a filmmaker. She's a filmmaker. And I think that in and of itself is kind of sweet. She does not bring a lot of that to life. Now, here's a problem. When you got Al Pacino with both feet firmly planted in the shouty era of his career, and Andy Garcia, who largely works opposite of Sofia Coppola, much like Al Pacino works opposite of Sofia Coppola in a lot of her scenes, they're so animated and loud and over the top. Well, there's going to be a huge contrast between those actors. Yeah. That's going to stand out a mile. The movie itself is not what a lot of audiences wanted. Let's face it, most people wanted more of Godfather Part 2. They wanted to see more whacking and more snipers shit. They wanted all the hits, and they wanted all of the interplay between different mobsters and all of that. They just wanted another Godfather Part 2. Mario Puzo didn't want another Godfather Part 2, and neither did Francis Ford Coppola. They specifically started work on, I think the script was called, the movie may have even been called The Death of Michael Corleone. And the studio, Paramount, said, no, we want Godfather Part 3. What's more, we want Godfather Part 3. This movie is getting re-released. It's been re-edited. Scenes have been repositioned. This has been retitled The Godfather Coda. What a great name. The Godfather Coda, The Death of Michael Corleone, the way they wanted it originally. I can't think this is exactly what they wanted way back when they started 30 years ago. It was released to the month 30 years ago in December. This I'm looking forward to. Something more in line with what Coppola and Puzo wanted. I've said for years, Godfather Part 3 it doesn't feel like it fits because it's an epilogue. It's a great epilogue. Some great scenes, some fantastic scenes in this movie, some fantastic elements that, yeah, at the end of it, Godfather Part 2, we do see old Michael, the end of his life, and he's cold and alone, and he is king of nothing. So we know what's going to happen. Yeah. What do we need the movie for? Okay, sure. What do we need a helicopter attack for? What do we need some of these larger-than-life scenes? Andy Garcia chewing up the scenery.
Well, he's going on behind your back saying fuck Michael Corleone all the time. That's it. That's one thing it has to do with you, right? Say it to his face one time. Say it to his face one time.
You know, I think that's part of the budget. Part of the budget to that movie was a healthy dose of money required because Al Pacino and Andy Garcia kept chewing up the scenery, and they had to rebuild it all the time.
Harmless noise! Bullshit! Oh, you deceitful old fuck! Out of buy!
The wonderful character of Don Altobello, played by Eli Wallach. I love Eli Wallach in this movie. And for many reasons. One that stands out. Anyone who's Italian will know what I'm saying as I say it. Right before the opera at the end of the movie, it's his birthday, and Connie goes to see him to return the favor of all the times and years before when she was a little girl and he gave her Tootsie Rolls for her birthday. She has this box of cannoli, this beautiful looking box.
Happy birthday. You're 80 years old. You don't look more than 60.
You're the only one who remembers.
It's a lie. Anyone who's Italian knows their aunt or uncle or grandma or grandfather or their great aunt or their great uncle or their great grandparents. It's a lie. It's a damn lie. It's not in the script. I'm almost certain. But we all know that's not true. In fact, he probably knows Connie doesn't believe him either. It always makes me smile. It always makes me smile. And this is a movie that you ain't supposed to really smile through, especially at the end. It's very cold. It's very dark. It's sad and tragic. And there's that wonderful scene in the middle of the movie, the confession scene, and in the garden at the Vatican, and it's wonderful. It's very important, very poignant, very moving. And there's some other very, very good scenes in this movie. And knowing that I'm going to be able to see the kind of the way that Coppola wanted it. The beginning of December, this movie came out in 1990 in Christmas Day. This movie is 30 years old. And I'm looking forward to seeing this. Friends, maybe with friends. I don't know, family members. You know, just the celebration at the beginning of the movie with the family. It reminds me of a family reunion, wedding reception, graduation party, reception for, well, to a lesser extent, a reception for a funeral. Getting all the family together and seeing people you don't normally see all the time. And friends that are family, because you don't know them as family as well, singing various songs and that it brings that to my heart, and it's lovely. In fact, I think when I go to see this, I hope I get a chance to see it on the Friday, the 4th of December. I hope, if I can't, it's available on the Saturday. And if it is, I might have to make arrangements to go out to a special place and get some cannoli. I might even need to make some cannoli. You're the only one who remember. I want to take a look at this trailer. I think some of these shots are new. Or not new, but not used before.
The church owns the large corporation.
How can you not hear this music and get swept up in it? Maybe if you're a Metagon.
Don Corleone, this deal can make you one of the richest men in the world.
Friends, Our business together is done.
Your old partners, they're unhappy. They
Yeah.
think you abandoned them.
See, I don't think that's in the movie. I don't think
Just
the
when I thought I
abandoned
was
scene
out, They
line.
pull me back in.
Yeah, that's part of the movie.
Mr. Corleone, we have a problem.
Hey,
I say we make him dead. You give me the order. I'll take care of it.
we make him dead. Oh, Andy,
Godfather. It's only business.
it's only business. It's not personal.
You're the
Don
only one
Altobello.
left in this family with my father's strength.
Hey, Zaza.
Corleone,
God, that's grand.
our true enemy has not yet shown his face.
See?
When they come,
He says,
they'll come at what you love.
does this mean I got to go back and watch the first two movies again? Yeah, I think it probably does. Probably does. Am I going to see it? There's so much stuff to see. I still can't believe that Geeks and Gamers commented on this. But I suppose Francis Ford Coppola, Geeks and Gamers loves good films, good directors. Francis is a good director. I implore you to find time to watch a remarkable movie, a remarkable series of movies about family. It's not about the mob. It's not about hits. It's not about underworld crime. That's the setting. That's the setting. It's about family. And it can be heart-wrenching. And it can be graciously uplifting and joyful. And it can be funny, and it can be thrilling, and it can be exciting. And they don't make them like this anymore. Studio nearly pulled the first movie from from Francis. Talk about legends in this movie, in that movie. Now, they're in three. The Sopranos. Whenever you hear The Sopranos, you watch The Sopranos. When they refer to Godfather, they usually refer to the Godfather. If they want to talk about, I was watching Godfather Part 1 the other day. They don't say that. They say,
In one, Mo Green's eyes got too big for his stomach, so they put a small caliber in his eye.
So it's like the movie then.
What movie?
One, that you can't refuse a man's request on his daughter's wedding day.
No, it's the other way around.
that always tickled me. So I'm going to have to go watch 1. I'm going to have to go watch 2. I'm going to have to go watch 3, and then I'm going to see the Coda. I cannot wait. Folks, thank you very much for your time and attention. Get out and see those movies, and we'll talk later. You take care.